feel like with my wife being well taken care of and me looking after her, that I'm empowering her.
It's not just about having that access. What it also means is having a voice, having a choice.
Does she have a say on what you buy, on how you save?
Answer that number. I need a nanny. I need help.
So listen to me. My mom took care of me and 6 of my siblings. She did not complain.
It's on my own.
So listen to me. Have you packaged my lunch?
I'm sorry, did you get something to eat?
Don't touch me.
Do I
See
need
your
to say?
eyes. See your. Are you even sleeping? You look so stressed. Can you believe before I pay my children's school fees, I have to send the money to him for him to pay it?
Welcome to Her Money, Her Power Recap. This task is sponsored by SheTank in collaboration with Bbnaija. The housemates will be engaging in 4 activities. 1. A quiz session. 2. A podcast where they would differentiate the meaning of women's empowerment to women's economic power. 3. A drama where they will drive home the meaning of her money, her power. And then an individual speech presentation where they will have to proffer solutions to policymakers on why women need both empowerment and economic power. Starting with the quiz. You know, over here we don't skip quiz sessions or quiz questions because of why my papas are avid readers. So the first question is, what is Nigeria's rank in the 2024 Global Gender Gap Index out of 146 countries? And the answer is 125th. Omo, the gap no be here. Meanwhile, when Bbnaija asked these questions, the housemates started complaining that the literature they were given to prepare ahead of time, that from what they read, the options given wasn't what they wrote in the literature they gave them. You can imagine. Well, I honestly do not doubt that, going by their answers, even the fact that someone like Suj and some other housemates had to write a total different figure that wasn't in the option given, so I don't doubt them. Anyways, they all failed this one. Next question we have: between 2019 to 2023, a woman served as Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning in Nigeria. What was her name? All housemates except for Onyeka answered correctly. So Onyeka chose Ngozi Ezekwesili instead of Zainab Ahmed. Next question is, Ladi Kwali is featured on the 20 Naira note. What was she internationally renowned for? All housemates got this correctly except for Nelly, who chose filmmaking instead of pottery. Meanwhile, this particular question didn't count for Kelly Ray because he answered after they have rang the second bell. So they are being given a duration to write down their answer and raise it up. If after that duration you write it, Big Brother cancels that question for you. You get a 0 for that. Well, next question we have, who became the first female director general of the World Trade Organization? Every housemate got this except for Victoria, who answered Amina Mohammed instead of Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. Next question we have, who is the highest grossing Nigerian director in the Nigeria box office? While the answer is Funke Akindele, Nelly went for Kemi Adetiba, answering A instead of a B. Up next, what percentage of women leave the labor force in the first year following the birth of their first child? Every other housemate except for Kelly Ray failed this particular question. Well, this particular question actually got me thinking, but women, they see something sure. Next question, what is the main reason we see a large gender employment gap globally? Ozzy, Suj and Victoria failed this very one, while the rest of the housemates got the answer. At this point, Mother's Day should even be celebrated every day. Anyways, next question, on average, how many more hours a day do women spend on care work in the home? Every housemate got this very answer. Now, 2 more questions to the end of the quiz session, and the next question we have is, who was appointed as the first female MD/CEO of Union Bank in January 2024? Ozzy and Victoria failed this particular question. They both picked A instead of B, which is the correct answer. And then the next question we have, who was appointed the first female group managing director and CEO of Zenith Bank in June 2024? They all got this correctly. Meanwhile, have you observed anything about Anita and how she has been answering? Tell me in the comment section. If you watched to this very point, I've noticed that Anita haven't failed any. apart from the first question that they all failed. Anyways, the final question we have: the MD slash CEO of Unity Bank PLC assumed the role in what year? Anita, Suj, and Wani failed this category. So for Suj, he had a letter that looked like a D and at the same time an A. So when Biggie asked him, he said it's a D. So Biggie was like A or D, you know. When he finally said that, Big Brother said it's a 0. And for Wani wrote her answer after the second bell has been rang. So it's a 0 as well. And Anita failed this question. So now let's move to their podcast. Wani and Suj were the hosts of the podcast, while the rest of the housemates were invited guests. The first to speak was Ozzy, who the hosts, that's Wani and Suj, asked about his opinion on women empowerment and women economic power. And Ozzy boldly told them that he's a core traditional man who is here to spoil his wife. He does all the laboring by himself while he takes care of his wife, who he doesn't want to work or do anything. Rather, he just wants the wife to be a stay-at-home mom, take care of the children while he provides for their need and make sure they live the soft life. And then Onyeka had to take over from there, telling Ozzy that what he just narrated is not women empowerment. That what they are talking about is women empowerment and economic power, empowering them and giving them the power to have their own voices, make choices, and even partake in the decision making. That you said you want her to stay at home and not to work. Had it been it was her choice, her own view of her own voice saying, oh, she wants to stay at home and take care of the kids, good and fine. But here, you're the one who made sure she stays at home. Kelly Ray also added that no work is gender-based and economic power shouldn't be gender-based as well. And also gave instance with himself and his partner who came on the show together. And while on the show, he allowed her express herself to the fullest, having her own choices. Anita also added that empowering the women without giving them economic power is like giving someone who doesn't have a stove rice to cook. That is like having an access to a door, yet you don't have the key to that very door. Well, Ozzy thanked his fellow guest speakers on teaching him the right thing, that he thought he was taking care of his wife just like he was taught traditionally to do, not knowing he was regressing her ambitions. And they also treated real life problems like workplaces where salary is gender-based and other life cases like where women are stuck in abusive marriages because they don't have the financial might to take the bull by the horn. And now to their drama. Their drama was centered on Christy and Deji, played by Nelly and Kelly Ray. So Christy is a 9-to-5 mother who takes care of the home, does everything in the house, all home chores, and has been begging her husband to please allow her to get a nanny. She has the fund, she has the financial might to fund her dreams, but yet she's married to a man who doesn't permit that to happen. She has her money to buy a house, but her husband says no. Do you want to now be in charge, control my home? And what's got even worse, her husband started controlling her fund, making sure she submits her salary to him. And going to work every day, she struggled to get to work early, and she has a boss who is always threatening her, oh, that you get sacked, being that you're not concentrating at work. And whenever he wants to call Kelly Ray to give him some time to clear some office work, Kelly Ray, that's Deji, will be shouting like, oh, why don't you just come home? I don't even see the need of this job you're doing. You don't just want to stay at home, take care of the home. My mom trained I and my siblings, we were 7. She did it all alone. And here you are asking for a nanny, asking me to help you with some of the home chores. No, that will never happen. Meanwhile, she has a friend whose husband is very, very supportive, played by Anita. And Anita then invites her for a girl's time out. On seeing her, Anita was so sad because she had eye bags, she was looking tattered, she wasn't looking good at all. So Anita said, you know what, I'll talk to your husband, because she complained to Anita on how she has the money. Her husband insists on how the home should be run. Meanwhile, while they were having all this gist, in a salon now, normal gossip scene, and the salon ladies, played by Onyeka, Victoria and Wani were eavesdropping on their conversation. And by the time they left the salon, Onyeka started narrating her own experience about how she was dating this big man who punched her, asked her not to walk, and she had to leave to come learn salon. And Victoria as well narrated how she has been the one taking care of her home, yet her husband would tell her to transfer the children's school fees to his account so it will appear to the school that he's the one in charge paying the school fees, and he won't even respect or give her time to take care of herself. And Wani now started advising them that they can do better. They can insist and make sure their opinion is being heard in the family. Up next is Anita narrating to Suj on what the friend, that's Nelly, is going through. That you better call your friend, though, that's Kelly Ray. Call your friend Deji and talk to him. Now, Suj invites them for a get-together in his house, and Kelly Ray, even hearing Anita mentioning to Nelly, oh, that she's cooking, but the husband is taking care of the kids, it was wild to him, like, guy, your wife is the one controlling you. Your wife, they run you street to make your head there more. But Suj started, educating him on the need of a union being about the both adults in it and not one person trying to control the whole family. And here he is saying, oh, this is how my father did it. This is how my mom did it. And Suj was like, no, the world has evolved. We can do better with our wives. They are our partners. We are married, we are one, and shouldn't treat anyone less. You can do well to help. And Kelly Ray then called for his wife. On asking the wife, do you think I've been doing so many things wrong? Nelly just broke down crying, saying, see, I'm always in the hospital. You don't even know what I'm going through. You don't even know what I'm going through with my work. You don't even know how I'm suffering, my health and everything. And Kelly Ray then apologized to Nelly that he would do better. But trust me, Kelly Ray played this role to the best that even Big Brother said, Deji, that he almost gave you a strike because of how well you portrayed this role. He almost gave you a strike for your wickedness, but that's Kelly playing the role, playing that character very well. And Anita rounded up the drama with telling husbands to give their women economic power, empower them at the same time, allow them have access and voice to this empowerment. And now to the individual speech where they will be giving solutions. Wani said for her, the best way to empower and give a woman economic power is by giving them financial freedom, financial might. No work should be gender-based. That when she and her twin sister started DJing, people were like, no, this is a man's work, blah, 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 blah. But fast forward to today, this is the job that is financing their lifestyle and everything. And now they even have multiple businesses like clothing line, podcast, and the rest. For Onyeka, it's gender equality and lack of discrimination of women at workplaces. She even used her story as an example of when she would attend interviews and they end up asking her for nasty and unprofessional requirements. For Kelly Ray, it's freedom to work in and manage her own money, that a woman should be given both access, both voice, and freedom. For Suj, he said the progress of Nigeria is tied to gender equality, and we need to make a shift in the way we think, especially when it comes to women and their money. For Ozzy, it's about policymakers and private sector's holders creating an enabling environment for women, making the right policies, changing the mindset and infrastructure that comes with caregiving. For Anita, it's about women being judged on their skills and qualification and not on their pretty face. And if a woman decides to be a stay-at-home mom, they should be encouraged. If they decide to go to a 9-to-5 or do their own personal business, they should be encouraged as well. For Victoria, it's about women having equal access to job opportunities, equal access to promotion at workplace, equal access to economic benefits like loan, business loan, and entrepreneurship loans. With this, it's a wrap for the She Tank Bbnaija Her Money, Her Power sponsor task. Big Brother commended all of them, telling them that he's impressed, and then informed them that the winner of this task will be announced on Sunday. I don't know if there will be a winner actually, but let's just watch and see. And don't forget to share your opinion with me in the comment section on this topic, especially for we the ladies. I know some of us just want to live the soft life gang, and while doing that, make sure to have an alternative source of income as well. Always have your plan B. I know that plan B is actually the main plan. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I'll be waiting to read your comments and opinion on Her Money, Her Power. And do not forget to power and empower a woman today.
He gave me money, but he beat me.
The woman having complete charge and power over her earns, spends.
Nigeria, where only a few women have economic power, is not good enough.
You're not marrying a slave.
I would say Chrissy is an empowered woman. However, Chrissy does not have economic power.